September 1st, 1939, the country of Germany invaded and took over Poland. Poland never surrendered to them. The following April, Germany invaded Denmark and Norway to secure shipments of iron ore from Sweden to avoid the Allies from interrupting. Norway was conquered within only 2 months. France, the Netherlands, and Belgium were next in line. The Netherlands and Belgium were overrun using the German tactic of blitzkrieg and only took a few weeks. July 10th, 1940, Italy joined in on the invasion on France and declared war on them and the United Kingdom. 12 days later, on July 22nd, France surrendered to the Axis powers. France was then divided up into German and Italian occupation zones. The Battle of Britain took place during the summer and autumn of 1940. It was the Germans' attempt to take over the Royal Air Force. It was a failed attempt, and Hitler planned to try again in 1941, but it never happened. June 22nd, 1941. Every European Axis power and Finland invaded the Soviet Union. Hitler's plans were to eliminate their military power and wipe out their communism. The Axis had significant success. Throughout the entire war, the tragic event known as the Holocaust was happening. The Holocaust was when Hitler sentenced 6 million innocent lives to death. His target was Jews, Gypsies, Slavs, and disabled people. These people were put in concentration camps as slaves, and if they were incapable, they were sent to extermination camps and put to death in horrible ways. December 7th, 1941, the United States naval base Pearl Harbor was bombed by the Japanese. This is the event that put the United States into the war against the Axis. This also caused the United Kingdom to declare war against Japan. Early May of 1942, Japan initiated operations to capture Port Moresby by an assault overseas, so the United States wouldn't have contact with Australia. The invasion never happened, and Japan planned to seize Midway Atoll, but Americans were fully aware. June of 1942, Germany launched an attack on southern Russia on the city of Stalingrad. They were trying to capture oil fields. That winter, the Soviets fight back to recapture Stalingrad. By February, Germany has taken several losses, and their troops in Stalingrad were forced to surrender. They then planned to attack another Russian city, Kursk. Japan launched 2 major offensives. The first one, in March of 1944, against the British in India, and the second was in China, trying to get rid of their main fighting force to secure railways and easier capture of the Allies. By June, they had conquered the province of Henan. June 6, 1944 is known as D-Day. The Allies planned the biggest attack in history against the Axis. They landed in northern France, and then later in that day, southern France too. It was a very successful attack and led to the defeat of German army units in France. They were pushed back later in the year to Western Europe. The Allies continued their attack into Italy as well. After Germany was defeated, Japan would not do the same. The United States dropped 2 atomic bombs down on the major cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The first bomb dropped on August 6, 1945, and the second was dropped only 3 days later on August 9, 1945. Total deaths were estimated 120,000 from the first bomb and 80,000 from the second. This forced Japan out of the war and ending the entire war completely. Estimated 50 to 70 million dead, as many as 72 million. Civilian casualties added up to around 47 million, including 20 million from disease and famine. Estimated Axis powers dead, 11 million. Estimated Allies dead, 61 million. Over 4 million prisoners of war, and 6 million Jewish people have been tortured to death. The Soviet Union alone had over 20 million deaths.